Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Tan and here I create budget-friendly DIYs. In today's video, I am doing a collaboration with Nikki at Touches by Time Adler and Yet at Crafting with Jay. Let's get started with our first project. Here I have a gold charger plate that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm going to clean it off here, just wiping off any dust or debris. And then we're going to take this beautiful wall paper piece here and we're going to add it to the charger. And to do that, I did have a little challenge with it, but I decided to just put it on top of the charger as you see here, and then I just traced it out with my pen, and then we're gonna cut it out. Very easy project, and anybody can do it. As you can see, I had messed up on the first one, so I just traced it out onto another sheet so that it would fit better. I think that fits pretty good. So here I'm happy that I did cut it like on the fold there so that I can easily remove the backing. And I'm just going to start with just a piece of it, like a third of it, down on the charger. And after we press that down, I'm just going to slowly and carefully just pull that backing up as I'm pressing down with my other hand. And I just use my heat gun to take that tag off. I'm going to take that jute cord to make a hanger. And we're going to do that by gluing that down with some hot glue, and I just use scrap papers of that wallpaper to just give it a little more reinforcement. I was gonna put some trim on the inside, but I decided not to. I think it looks fine without it. And this is how it turned out. Please let me know down in the comments what you think of this one. I know it's very simple, just how I like my projects. Now in DIY number 2, we're gonna take this this small grapevine wreath that I picked up from Goodwill, and I'm just, as you can see, removing the tag, and we're just gonna dress this little wreath up. Now you can use this little wreath anywhere. You can actually put it on another piece of bigger board or background and use it that way and hang it up, or you can put it on your kitchen cabinets. But I didn't have a bunch of them, so I'm just going to decorate this one. And I took these green, I believe these are eucalyptus florals that I got off of another project, because I do like to repurpose my projects when I can. That's why you don't see me hot gluing those eucalyptus leaves in the grapevine wreath, because I will probably use those again. So I'm just sticking them down in between the twines, which holds those little stems very well. And as you notice, I'm just going in the same direction so that the wreath can just be directional, if you will. Then I'm going to add some color to it, or white florals to this wreath, just to break up some of the green. Nothing wrong with the green, I'm just breaking up some of it. So I just cut those down a little more, and then we're just going to stick those in between and evenly in between those green leaves, and just evenly around the wreath. And after finishing the wreath, I'm going to take this little small wooden heart, and I'm going to decoupage it with the napkin that you see there, the green and white napkin there. But first we have to prepare the little wooden heart. I had gave it a couple of coats of white paint, and here you just see me doing a quick dry with my heat tool. And then I took some Mod Podge and matte and put it over the dry paint. And then when we spread that all over, you want to make sure you get your edges so that your napkin can stick everywhere. But before you actually decoupage the napkin, you must separate the plies. Some napkins have 2 or more plies, so you want to make sure that you grab all the plies, because I did find out later in the video that this napkin actually had 2 plies that needed to be removed. So anyway, I'm cutting out a square of this napkin because that's all I need to cover the heart. So after the paint and the Mod Podge has dried, I'm placing the napkin over the heart, and then I'm going to take a piece of parchment paper that's going to protect my napkin, and I'm taking my little small iron here. It's actually a Cricut heat press, but you can use any iron, even your iron from home, just don't use the steam. And after that, I'm just cutting off the excess napkin with my scissor, and then using just a simple nail file or emery board to sand off those edges, and it sands it off very smoothly. I had decided to paint the back of my heart with that green paint. I did that, and then I had put too much on there, so that's why you saw me scraping it back into my bottle. Then I was brave to try and write a word on my heart. I should have just found some stickers, but it was taking too long for me to find the stickers. So I'm using this gold paint pen that I got from Hobby Lobby. And I'm just going to write the word hello. And I can tell you now, it wasn't my best work on the hello, but we're going to use it. And I know it's kind of drowned out with the gold pen, but I like the gold better. I guess I could have outlined it with another color. But anyway, we're going to use the gold. So here I'm just hot gluing the heart onto my grapevine wreath. We're going to get that hot glued in. And I decided to add a hanger, so I got another piece of jute cord, and I'm just going to hot glue that onto the wreath. So you want to just be careful to not burn yourself with the hot glue. And this is how it turned out. Here in our third and final DIY project today, I'm going to take this wooden round, a wooden plank, and then some of those wooden squares along with some white paint and Mod Podge. We're going to just remove this hanger that came with the wood round. And I'm just preparing that so that we can get everything attached. So I just marked here where I'm going to place the wood plank. But before we actually attach the wood plank, as you can see, I'm going to paint the wood round white because we will be using that same green napkin again, which I think is beautiful, by the way. But we're going to decoupage it. So first I want to decoupage the wood round and the wood plank. So I gave both like a couple of coats of white paint, and then I added the Mod Podge in matte. And after that, we're going to put it all together. So here I'm going to just paint the back of that wood plank green just so it can look finished. And yes, I could have Mod Podged the back of it as well, but I didn't. I wanted to just paint it. And to be honest, I was a little bit pressed for time, so I'm just doing things as quick as I can here. Sorry about that, guys, if you're feeling like I'm rushing. But it's still fun to just make these projects into something different. You know, you purchase these things on a budget, and then you actually do make something beautiful. And I love it. Please don't forget to check out the ladies' channels that's in the playlist in the description, and also our two hosts, Nikki and Yeti, on their channels. They'll also be down in the description. And let them know that I sent you. And if you're coming over from one of their channels, welcome and thank you. So just if you're enjoying this video, please don't hesitate to subscribe, and please don't forget to hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. So here I had added my paint and my Mod Podge. So now I'm adding my napkin on top, and I'm going to grab a piece of parchment paper to protect my napkin, and I'm going to take my little mini heat press and then reactivate that Mod Podge, and then the napkin will be decoupaged down. And I'm doing the same thing to the wood round. I was trying to do two things at one time, sort of. But as you can see, I'm working both of them the same. I did have to use 3 of these napkins on my wood round. That wood round, if anyone was curious, is 12 by 12 inches. So I'm continuing to just carefully lay out my napkins so that they join correctly and not look so wonky. I'm just checking here to just make sure of my spot where I'm gonna add my wood plank, because we're making a little shelf, if you hadn't already guessed that. And when you're decoupaging, once again, I want to just remind you, always get your edges, your everything, your middle and your edges, but make sure you're not missing your edges, because sometimes you can, and your napkin's not sticking, and it can cause you some problems. And I did that for both the wooden pieces. Just adding my napkins to everything is covered. And once again, going to use that parchment paper and my little mini heat press. Here I'm just cutting off the excess there, just so that it's manageable to handle. Because after Mod Podging this, I'm going to cut off the excess again. And I do have my mini heat press on a medium heat. So here I'm showing you, I'm just gonna file all the excess off to make those edges smooth. And here I'm just poking my holes back, or pushing the napkin through the holes. And I'm gonna take a piece of jute cord, and we're gonna just use that to make our hanger. And sometimes the jute cord, is a little frizzy at the end, so I just apply a little hot glue at the end of my jute cord where it's been cut, and then I let the hot glue just kind of cool off a little bit or get tacky, and then I just take it and twist it, and that make that ending harden, and it's like having a little needle that you can thread through the holes. You'll see here. Well, there I am, back in frame. Sorry about that. Sometimes you're not aware that you're out of frame. So I'm just making a knot there. I just did one because that was enough so it wouldn't go back through the hole like that. And then we're just going to cut that jute cord and do the same thing on the other side. And after we get that knot tied, our project is finished and it's ready for display. And here it is without anything on it. And then this is it with a small light plant on it. No, we can't put anything very heavy on it unless you've secured it to take anything with lots of weight. But I think it turned out really pretty. Please let me know down in the comments what you think. Thank you so much for watching and spending some time with me. I will see you in the next video.